There's a place called a gin mill way down in the slums. There's a place called a gin mill way down in the slums. My baby goes there at night and stays till the morning comes.
All right, guys, how we doing?
Doing good.
Buenas noches.
I got to admit, it's kind of nice
It's going great.
to actually be around the table at a brewery and not at a festival right now
Right?
in the
Little bit.
95-degree heat.
Well, yeah. Well, luckily it's going to come down. Hopefully, our next couple fests. I don't think the weather's going to be too bad. But
No.
it is nice to be back in a brewery.
It is. This is where we started. Like, this is home to us. So it's nice to be back in the scene we're used to.
Yeah.
Not that we mind going to the festivals. We meet a lot of contacts that way and get to try a lot of different beer. But after a while,
Yeah, sometimes going on the road, man, you just got to,
Well, you know what that's like.
Yeah.
You guys have to hit more festivals than we end up hitting.
yeah. How many festivals do you think you did this? Oh, I guess I should tell everybody where we're at. We are at Four Day Ray.
Back
Talking
at Four
to
Day Ray. It's been a
Brian
while.
Graham.
Hey, guys, how's it going?
Hey, Brian.
Glad to have you back in.
Glad to be back here. It's been a while, unfortunately. Like I said, we're all been busy.
We've been busy for the summer.
Well, even last time we were here, it was during like a little, what was it? We were outside, a little shindig for Irish Fest.
St. Patty's Day.
St. Patty's Day.
Irish
that's right.
Fest.
Yeah,
You
we were
know,
here
that
one
works.
time after that because we did the beer debacle.
I thought the beer debacle
I don't
was
think you were
before.
here.
Oh, yeah. That
Was
was
that
fun.
after?
Was the
Yeah,
blind? I thought that was
after.
before.
No, that was after. That was like May or June.
Yeah, we did that in May. I think we did that in May. Yeah. That was fun.
Oh, I was in Seattle.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
brought the old school beers in and tried them and
Oh, yeah?
rated them.
Yeah.
How was it?
It was fun. It
We-
was
we learned- we actually learned
I
a lot.
remember that
it was
cast.
nasty.
It was. Some words were exchanged.
We all learned that Honey Brown, which was considered a craft beer when it came out,
Oh, boy.
is absolutely nothing but syrup water.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Oh,
It was rough.
Most of it was syrup water. What was the one we all picked best out of them? I can't even remember now.
The Mickeys, I think.
Oh,
did.
yes,
it was.
the
Yeah.
Mickeys came out on top because it had, it actually had some hop flavor and a little bit of bitterness to it compared to everything else. So I think we all just sort of gravitated towards that.
Yeah. Yeah, I could still drink a Mickey's. That wouldn't bother me. But, yeah, the rest of them rated pretty low. Foster's didn't do so well.
Oh God, no.
So,
Modelo
Brown was the
Especial, I thought was pretty decent myself.
Yeah, I think that
Right.
was. I think that came in.
Yeah,
number
that was like
two.
number 2 or something. Yeah.
yeah. I think Honey Brown got bottom of the barrel.
Oh yeah, it was last out of 7.
So,
Yep.
so how many festivals do you think you did this year, Brian, so far?
Man, I want to say probably for like 12 or 15.
Wow.
And we've got
Just the ones you did, or is that counting the double up ones? Because usually, a couple of them you were doing two or three at a time.
Well, let's see. No, I was at most of those. There were a few that I wasn't at. I mean, we haven't doubled up, thankfully, very much. We do have 2 coming up next week. We'll be at the Noblesville Brewfest and then also down at the Corn Maze in Columbus.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, the
So it's not really ending.
It's just slowing down.
It is slowing down, thankfully.
But man, if you look at the calendar, they're rolling through the winter now too. There's all kinds of other little ones here and there.
Well, so the Guild is going to be doing I think they're doing a Halloween theme, and I think they're asking people to dress up. So that's going to be on October 28th.
That'll be fun,
over
though.
at Optimus Park because they wanted to get back to Broad Ripple where they
Yeah.
started the Micros Brewers Fest. So that should be interesting and should be fun. And then the Guild will roll right into the Winterfest right at the end of January, beginning of February too. So it doesn't really slow down too much.
Yeah, and then March is when we usually take we take the show on the road for a long weekend. So
Yeah.
pick a city and go.
Well, we're still supposed to do
that's awesome.
that. We're still supposed to do that in the wintertime. We're supposed to take a small one up north.
Yeah,
And we're gonna hit Wisconsin, I think, this year. It's
Yeah,
been a
we're gonna
while.
try
Been
to-
a few years.
Oh, wow.
we're gonna do 2 weekend trips this year. One up to Milwaukee because there's so many breweries right there, and then
Yep.
we haven't completely decided on the other city. Possibly St. Louis. We were talking about. There's a lot of microbrews in St. Louis too. So, but it's fun. It's a whole different
Well, plus-
atmosphere at those breweries though. Sometimes than it is in Indiana. They don't have the Indiana culture where you guys all help each other. They sometimes have more of the we'll slit each other's throat to get ahead culture.
Right.
In some of those cities.
Every beer for themselves.
Yeah, pretty much. But we're also, because we're expanding into distilleries too. I mean, we're hitting distilleries. We got shows for hop farms.
Oh,
you
sweet.
know, coming up too. So even our stuff is expanding past what we originally just kind of did. just getting all of it, because there's a lot of new distilleries coming out just in Indiana too.
Right.
So I'm all good for that. I
Yeah,
like
we've
getting
definitely.
those.
Well, hey, expanding programming, that never hurts. I mean, just drawing more audiences. And I think we're all in just invested in craft. Put your spirits or beer.
Local stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Keeping it local.
Yep.
Yep, we've come a long ways from the days when we sat in the garage and just talked about whatever we bought at the liquor store.
Well, we still do that sometimes.
We do occasionally do that.
We do the shenanigans.
Yeah, we did a backyard show. Was that about a month or so ago? We did a backyard show to kind of kick back off the fall season again, and 15 beers or so.
From Florida,
Nice.
from here.
But the thing is, you can get a lot of good stuff now at the liquor stores.
You can.
There's a lot of choices. Crown Liquor's got awesome, just one-off selections of
As
all
long
kinds
as you
of
know
stuff.
their delivery schedule at times, because some stuff gets there and it's
Yeah.
gone like as soon as somebody sees the truck.
Oh, well, that's true
Yeah.
too. Yeah,
Yep.
4 Day Ray's available in liquor stores now as well.
Yeah, we're in elite beverages right now. We're trying to keep a close eye on the quality to make sure that it's not sitting there too long.
Right.
I mean, a lot of these guys are just spraying and praying, and I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's important to me to know how long our beer's been sitting there.
Right.
Because, from a marketing standpoint, yeah, my can is sitting on the shelf, but if someone picks it up and it's, out
Nasty?
of date or whatever and it's nasty, that's not going to do me any good.
No.
So we're really trying to make sure that it's controlled and we're keeping a really close eye on the quality. So
Yeah, you don't want to be one of those guys we talk about on the show and we go, ooh, damn.
don't do that.
What was that?
Not
yeah,
gonna
that's
pick that one.
never a good.
Well, especially if you got guys doing that random sampling. No, hey, I want to grab one of those. I'm gonna grab one of those, and we're all gonna try them at home, in the garage tonight or something. You don't want,
Right. Yeah.
I
You're
got
not
to
getting
tell
that
you,
back.
though, I think your coffee blonde has spoiled us all. So I was really excited. I found another coffee blonde from Florida, and I brought it up.
You mean it's not spoiled? You're spoiled.
We're spoiled by it.
There you go. Okay, cool.
Yes.
Just wanted to clarify
He was
there.
just talking about quality, man. You can't,
I know.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
did. Yeah, that was bad. The bad intro there.
The juxtaposition there was no good.
So we brought it, and we cracked it up. We were all excited to drink it, and it was probably the worst beer we drank that night.
Oh, no.
It tasted like watered-down coffee that had molded or something. It was...
Yeah, it was a
you know
little
what I'm
rough.
talking about.
It tasted like a detergent at that point or something. It's
Yeah.
not-
It was
or
it was not good.
a
was a
window
little rough.
Windex type.
I'm not sure if
thing.
Jordan
Yeah.
either didn't keep it chilled or let it skunk for cold then warm then cold then warm.
No, I bought it warm and brought it up.
Oh,
So
okay.
I don't know. It was bad, though. I was like, man,
That's no good.
this shit's awful.
Yeah. They must not have done it right to be able to let it stay warm. Must
Yeah.
not have been one of the. What are you going to do to the beer so that it's shelf stable, rather than
Well,
have to stay in the cooler?
Well, so the oxygen level inside the can is one of the most important things because what happens is if there's too much oxygen, it starts to dissolve into the beer, and so that's what starts to stall. It'll oxidize, so that can come through in a couple different things. Wet cardboard.
Yeah.
It makes hops taste like honey.
Yes.
So you get an old IPA that's kind of oxidized when you're like, okay, it's bitter, but there's like this interesting sort of honey characteristic to it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what hops start to do when they get old.
When they
and
get old,
oxidized.
okay.
Yeah, when they get oxidized in the can. So
Well, isn't that just when you call it a honey IPA? Wait.
right, yeah, you just switch up, go in with a sticker for the labels and be like, hey, I'm just gonna take these cases here, just swap out a couple things, and we'll be good to go.
Our cans are painted in chalkboard material, so we can just
Right.
color new shit on it.
Is that kind of like when you brew a bad ale and you rename it the Green Apple?
There you go. Right.
there
Yep. Mm-hmm. Similar.
So we only know that because it's happened to us on our own
Shut
brewing
up.
experiments.
What was it? A saison went to a sour or something like that? I don't know.
No, unfortunately, that was our stout that went to a sour.
A stout went to a sour.
If it had been the saison that went sour, we could have probably claimed that we meant to do that.
Yeah, you totally could have.
But when a stout goes sour, it's really hard to claim that one.
It was a black IPA for like a week,
It was.
and then it just got
For a
worse.
week.
Then it got worse.
So had you bottled it, or was it in a keg?
It
We
was
bottled it.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
man. See, obviously the beer not turning out and going sour is one thing, but then there's all the effort of putting it in the
Oh, yes,
bottle and then
yes.
having it go shitty, and you're like, oh.
Yeah, we're going to be kind of done. Once we can finally get started brewing again, we're going to drop the money on at least a small keg system because I don't want to bottle no more. That's annoying.
I've
Plus-
already looked into it. We can buy a small freezer and a conversion kit
Yeah.
for about $150.
Plus,
Yes.
Well, but
it's money well spent. For
but
sure.
it's the corny kegs and the other things that are expensive part of it, and then the CO2 canisters if you want to do more than one,
Yeah.
you're going to have more than one sitting waiting.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the hard part of it. But it'll be a lot better. I hated the the priming sugar never worked out right. We had several. I think we talked about it before. We had several. Basically, what were the Claymore mines? Basically, if you literally tap that bottle wrong, it just
boom.
And when you
God forbid it ever dropped and hit the ground. Holy
mine did.
shit.
Remember, I dropped one in my cooler from just waist height, and it went, and I had glass all over my kitchen.
It was like a nuclear explosion.
It was a nuclear explosion.
Wow.
It was pretty scary. Because I was just like, holy crap.
The joys of home brewing.
Plus, even when you opened it, it was way overdone because you'd open it, and if you just like tapped it, it would just foam for about 5 minutes, and you'd be left with like this, tiny amount
like
of
a
beer
volcano.
Just a sip. You're like, oh, that was good.
Like a science experiment.
I guess I'll crack open another one.
Yeah.
So hopefully we learned enough so when we do get back to brewing this fall, we will not make some of those mistakes again. I think the kegging will take care of a lot of that.
Oh, yeah. Once it's out of the secondary, just chill it down, shake it a little bit to carbonate it, and you're done. You don't even have to wait. I'm always impatient when I brew, so like being able to drink it immediately is always a bonus. So, yeah.
So you just shake it. You don't even CO2 it. Just shake that shit up and drink it.
Well, no. I put the CO2 on after it's chilled, and then you shake it to dissolve the CO2 in.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, it works out great.
So what else do you guys have coming up? It is the fall now, so pretty much.
Yep. Yeah, we have our Oktoberfest on right now. It's the Bavarian Adler. Adler was one of the steam engines on the Ludwig Railway. So Ludwig was the prince that had the wedding that started at Oktoberfest.
Okay.
So, we tied both the German and the railroad thing in there together to make that a bit of an interesting name. And then we have, we're going to do our pumpkin beer this year. We didn't do one last year.
You are going to try one.
Yeah, so we're going to do a pumpkin latte. So it'll be the coffee blonde with pumpkin spices. We've already started to, kind of sample that out a little bit for distribution around some accounts.
Any real pumpkin or just the spices?
It's real pumpkin and along with the spices.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got any of that?
Yep. We don't. I'm sorry. We won't have that until the end of September, so in about a week, 2 weeks, something like that.
I don't know if you knew this about us, but every year we go on the Great Pumpkin Hunt. None of us are huge pumpkin ale fans, but we always search out the best one of the season for fun.
Well,
now you have one. It's going to be a close race this year.
Yeah, it's got to have coffee in it, so it might just be right up your alley.
It probably would be for us.
Yeah. I would totally taste that.
Yeah. Let's see. So, there were some names that were thrown out, obviously, for this particular beer, just because it was, pumpkin latte. So Basic Bitch was explored as a name.
We're not going to go back into our bad beer names again, are we?
Well, so we have obviously decided against that.
Inappropriate.
It probably would be offensive. Yes. Yeah. Nonetheless, still very funny.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, to talk about it. Let's see what else do we have coming out. So our anniversary party is going to be October 14th, which is a Saturday. All day long, we're just going to give away free cake to everyone that wants a piece.
That's the day after my birthday.
I mean, gee, who doesn't like cake, right? So free cake. We're going to do $6 growler fills all day. We're going to have a commemorative glass that you buy, and then it's $4 fills all day. We're going to release Fala, which is our Scotch ale. It actually does have some peated malt in it, so that'll be nice and just a hint of smoke in that. So we'll release that on that day. And then, we'll have our seasonals coming out. We'll do Prince Igor again and Snowshed for November and December. So,
Awesome.
that's what we have coming out.
Looking forward to the dark beer season.
Yes.
So, not that I mind summer beers when it's hot. I like a good IPA. I like some of that stuff. But I'm over it, and I'm ready for some full flavor beers now.
You're not outside as much, so you're not mowing the lawn. You're not barbecuing.
Right.
You're not doing this and that. So you're inside. You're just mellowing out. You want to have a nice dark beer, to kind of finish out your day.
A lot of flavor.
A lot of flavor.
Yeah,
something
a lot of body
full.
to it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kind of like a fifth meal.
Warms up your belly.
That's the whiskey.
And I heard you
That's
have a
what the whiskey's
habanero
for.
beer right now, which I'm very excited about.
Oh, yeah. So, like we said, it's been a couple months since you guys have been in. So, for the summer, we had our Blood Orange Blonde. We had the Purple Smash, which is a blueberry lemon. And then we had Heat Is On, which is a habanero mango IPA. So we can try those after the break for sure.
Yep. We had the Bob a couple times. We had the Bob, I think, the first time at Taxman.
It was. Yeah, we had that starting in May. Yep.
Yep.
Right. Yep.
So Death and Taxes, we got to try that one. And I actually am a fan of Blood Orange. I like Blood Orange a lot.
I think you had that at. Did you have that at the Jockey Box?
Yes, we
Yeah,
had
I
that
thought
at
that
Jockey
too, yeah.
Box. We also had the Purple Smash at Jockey Box.
I did
too.
not get
don't
to
know.
try.
Did you
I
guys
didn't.
taste
No, I
that?
didn't.
We
get to
did run
try.
out of it. We ran out of it.
We were busy drinking lots of other stuff to help encourage Cowboy. So there was a lot of liquors going on there.
Yeah, that was a spectacular performance.
There was a lot of pregame.
There was a lot of pregame.
There may
to
or
get
may
into
not
that.
have been, what do you call it, handmade jars at our booth. So
Little mason jars.
Little bit
of mason jars going on
just
over
a
there.
mason jar filled with
peaches
properly
and
bought alcohol.
Of course.
No, there was a lot of pre-gaming going on, and I'm pretty sure, and it's sad Cowboy couldn't join us on this one, but you got to see the performance at least. So,
Oh yeah, I saw the goodies, and
Yeah.
they were amazing.
That was a lot. That was a lot of belly. That was
It
a
was.
whole lot of belly.
It was. We were center stage too. Brooke's like, "Oh my gosh, look at that!"
I don't think there was a bad seat in the house. For
No,
that
seriously
belly,
not.
So you could see
Nope.
that from a mile away.
Yeah, I mean the sun just reflected off of it just
Yeah.
the right way.
It was a nice little event. I hope they do that again.
You know, I usually feel pretty good after we do an event. I usually feel pretty good. Jordan's got a nice
Dude.
buzz. Jordan's happy. Holy shit.
Jordan
that
and
night,
Cowboy
Jordan
were gone.
We were just shit-faced.
Jordan and
There's
Cowboy,
no other way to explain it.
No. Jordan and Cowboy were gone
Wow.
at that point. Yeah.
Yeah.
To the point of I did what last night?
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't know. I went over to the brewer of Moontown's house, and I don't know. They had a campfire or something. Well, they said they were going to have a campfire. I didn't see a campfire, though.
Yeah, I don't. I
They were
didn't
just
go to
sitting in the
that.
backyard around a table. We didn't stay long.
Logistics.
And they walked back. Somebody, I think Cowboy and Brendan walked back to the hatch to see if anybody else was still there.
Yeah. I lost them. I didn't know where the hell they went. I had to figure out how the hell to get home on my own.
It was an interesting last half hour of trying to do part 2 of the show.
Boy.
That'll be on our underground podcast release somewhere.
Yeah.
I think Jordan almost got in a fight with somebody.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I did.
Some college kid. I'd left right before that.
That little cocky dude that pulled up in his
Oh,
Cadillac
that's
and got out and was
right.
talking smack
I
to us.
wish I was still there. I
Yeah.
left early.
And then there was Sticker Titties.
Yeah.
There was Sticker Titties guy.
I don't remember
He
that one.
had
Shit.
a T-shirt on and he had big stickers on his titties.
Oh, okay.
It was quite awkward. Jordan, you don't remember that conversation? You talked to him for
not
20
at all.
minutes.
Was he wearing one of those pink?
He was wearing a very tight shirt.
Yes.
So you remember Sticker Titties?
No, I do remember that guy. Yeah, because they were dancing on the stage
Yes.
when one of the acts came out or whatever, and yeah.
I just remember the guy in the Cadillac pulled up. He was being all cocky. He had frosted tips. I told him to get his fucking frosted tips out of here.
Jordan wasn't having any of that.
I wasn't. I just wasn't having it. And I was in a good mood. I wasn't even mad.
Oh,
He
yeah,
just,
no,
he
he
just
was in a
irritated
great
the
mood.
shit out of me.
Yeah, it was all kind
And
of
I was just like, get the fuck out of here, dude. Nobody wants to hear your bullshit.
But also a great interview with Dave Smiley that day.
we did have
We
a great
did.
interview.
We did.
Holy crap. That was actually, it's been one of the most downloaded shows we've done as well.
Oh, nice.
And
Dave's a good guy.
Dave was not WZPL that night.
No. So when he found out he didn't have to edit himself, he did not at all edit himself. Unbeknownst to us, we were Facebook Living at the time and had him tagged into the radio station, so we're hoping he didn't get in trouble.
Oh my gosh.
But he
yeah.
was dropping F-bombs and C-bombs and any bomb that was out there, he was dropping them all.
No, he
Oh,
knew,
yeah.
but he knew. We told him.
We told him.
We're like, okay, yeah, this is going to go
Here's
out
the
at some
disclaimer.
point, but
Listen now.
but we don't have a filter. We don't care.
Right.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
not going out live on any public radio station. So
Nah,
you're
it was just
fine.
on
And boy,
social
he
media.
He took advantage of that in a heartbeat.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he comes in with his family here.
Awesome.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Oh yeah.
And then William Hung was, of course, on the show with us. And then
course.
after the event, his people got a hold of us wanting us to hire him.
We
were
got,
like,
we did get we got an email of who
No.
I'm like no, we don't really have a need for a motivational speaker, but thank you.
Yeah, what are we going to hire William Hung to do for the pigs?
No
right.
clue.
You're like, hey, we don't have a payroll.
Yeah. But if you want to fly out from L.A. for free and
I
hop
get-
on the show, feel free. We're cool.
I can give you a beer. Yeah, that's about
Next
it.
time you're in town, just let us know.
There you go.
Hey, it is though. It's our second top downloaded episode ever.
It
The
is.
Jockey Box Hero is our.
I will
of our
say he shared it
largest.
out to his people. He
He
must
did.
have a pretty good fan base because we got a ton of downloads on that show.
Wow, nice.
I mean, like, way more than normal. So,
Yeah. Well, actually we've been ticking up. Not to toot our own horn, we're ticking up quite a
Oh,
bit.
yeah.
But this was our second biggest ever. It actually surpassed our Crepitus show at the horror with all the horror people. We were helping out with a guy who's making a new horror movie with Bill Moseley.
Oh, wow.
That's coming out soon, and that was huge. But that got shared on like a bunch of horror websites and all that because it was talking about Bill Moseley. But that surpassed that one. That was our biggest one for the longest time. And now and the next one was our Kevin Thorne from WWE show. So we've been ticking up. I'm gonna toot our horn for a little bit.
See, when you guys have real celebrities on, I mean, that's just
Sometimes.
what makes
Sometimes
the
we
difference,
get a
right?
few. We get a few here and
Get
there.
a few here and there, yeah.
They're very nice. We're very thankful when they do come on and they spend a few minutes with us.
And some local people, like Nikki Reed's been on the show several times. She likes every time she sees us, she jumps on the show.
Nice.
So
And
she's
she's
cool.
been out brewing with us as
She's a
well.
lot of fun. Yeah, she's been out at the house and actually brewed with us. She
Oh,
wanted to
cool.
come out and actually learn how to brew and stuff. So that was a lot of fun.
She stole a bunch of pudding shots.
Yeah.
And apparently did not.
And
Because
did
we
not
asked
go
Dave.
back.
She said she gave them to the morning show, which was a lie.
No way.
Because Dave said, "What pudding shots?"
Yeah. We didn't get any of those.
I don't know. Yeah.
I think that's when the C word came out.
That was, yeah.
It was funny. That was a good episode. I did edit a little bit of that out, not a lot. I left a lot of it in, but I did do a couple donkey sounds here and there just because it got a little
Oh, yeah.
intense.
Yeah, a little
So
bit.
I did do a little bit of extra editing. I'm not offended, but when we put out a show, F-bombs here and there, we got it. A couple words here or there. If it gets too raw, then I do,
That makes sense.
all the Christian listeners we have out there.
What is that? 45, 50%?
yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. On the high end there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like I said, we're big in. We're ticking up in Japan. We're
Lebanon.
still big in Lebanon. For some reason, but we're ticking up in Japan now too.
Yeah, it's picking
Which is
up there.
actually pretty cool.
Nice.
Now,
Yeah.
these people need to send us their beer. That's what I'm thinking. We need to figure out a way to get a hold of our
yeah.
listeners.
See, if you had a whole beer trade thing going on, that would be amazing.
So, listeners in Lebanon, they're at the Lebanon University. You're probably-
Lebanon.
Lebanon.
yeah, Lebanon is
Lebanon's
the
a couple-
city over in Indiana.
So,
Yeah.
when you're listening to the show this Friday night, whichever Friday night this one airs, I want you to get a hold of us on social media, and we're going to start trading out some beers internationally.
Yeah, we'll do
Japanese listeners, same thing for you. Hit us up on Facebook. Y'all can get on Facebook
Yep.
and
that.
get a hold of us.
They only got like 4 beers.
We'll send you
DHL.
FDR.
DHL, they'll deliver it. Yep, they are good international. I used to do freight sales for DHL, so I know.
There you go.
They're,
So now if
they're,
they
they're
hear
good.
They hear it. Hopefully, they'll get a hold of us, and we'll maybe get some Lebanese beer and some Japanese beer.
That'd be nice. I'd be good for that.
I would have no problem with doing some international beer trades.
Bourbon is really starting to be big over in Japan
Whiskey.
now.
They're making a lot. Yeah, they're
Whiskey?
making a lot of
Okay.
whiskeys.
Oh,
Yeah,
is
they're
it
making a lot of
whiskey?
whiskeys now.
Yeah.
Yeah. We actually had a couple. What's that whiskey?
Madison's?
Madison's. Thank you.
Okay.
Madison's.
Oh, yeah, Madison's.
Had to think about it.
They got like 300-400 whiskeys on, and it's wholly unassuming. Where's it at?
It's in Pendleton, right on
Pendleton,
Main
yeah.
Street.
Pendleton, right on Main Street,
Like next
where
to the
old
bank.
bank.
You know where the bank and Quack Daddies and all that is? It's right
Yeah.
there in that strip.
You wouldn't
Really?
think, you wouldn't think he had it, but he's got. It's almost speakeasy-ish in the
Yeah,
back.
it is.
And there's like 400 whiskeys back there.
It's an Italian restaurant in the front, and then you walk this little narrow hallway into his little private bar area, which isn't private. I mean, it's open to the public, but it looks like a private bar area.
It's literally
Right.
overflowing.
And there it is, just like lights come on. And there's all this freaking whiskey and
Yeah.
bourbon and
we,
scotch.
We did a show there and did a world, and that was only like 10 whiskeys we tried. And again, that doesn't even scratch the surface. But we did have one, I think, from Japan, right? I think one of them was
yeah,
from
we
Japan.
did,
Yeah.
and it was the one that was really peaty.
Yes,
It was super,
it was real smoky.
yeah, extremely almost like you were sucking on peat moss itself. It was a little too much. Like I can handle some peat flavor, but it
Jordan
was
likes the rye. Well, I like the ryes too. We like the
Yeah,
rye.
I like
I'm a
peppery and rye.
guy too. Yeah.
Dickel Rye is my current favorite.
Yeah,
Not overly expensive, and it's just fucking delicious.
yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Dickel Rye. I
Dickel
haven't
Rye.
had that
George
one.
Dickel Rye.
Dickel?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Dickel.
This guy likes it too.
Pickle's good.
I actually, surprisingly, I did that show up in South Bend, and I'm not a Jameson fan, but Jameson has a Jameson Blackout, and it was actually really good. I'm not usually a Jameson because it's too sweet. And I guess they have a new one. I saw a poster for it. I haven't tried it yet, but they have a Jameson now that's been aged in craft beer barrels. Now that I think I need to try.
I was just reading an article about the cross aging
Yeah.
deal with. So you have wines being aged in either spirit barrels or
Yep.
beer barrels. You've got spirits in beer barrels or wine barrels.
Mhm.
So everybody's taking advantage of the wood.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who doesn't like to take advantage of the wood?
Yep.
Sharing wood
Sorry,
is
let me
good.
just throw that up for everybody to just let's just knock that
Oh, if
one
Cowboy
out
were
of the
here.
Ah,
park. Yeah.
all rise. Judge done.
That's one thing I do want to get for our home brewing is I'm trying to locate a barrel of some sort. I will find one at some point.
Yeah, we do need a
I
barrel.
need a barrel. Got
Well,
a barrel.
actually,
aged
we can get
something.
one from whiskey. We can get from Indiana whiskey. I think we can.
Well, we can buy it. Yeah. I don't know how much they're selling
So
Speaking
just
of
so-
which,
you
sorry, go ahead.
No. Well, I was just going to say, I mean, it's really tough to fill a 55-gallon one,
Right.
regular barrel.
Yeah,
look for a 15, that's small batch stuff.
Yeah, small
that's-
batch barrel. Yeah.
Yep.
That's
yeah.
what I want.
You know that? Remember when were you weren't up there for the show? Cowboy would have liked it, but we did an Indiana whiskey show, and he let us. He had a aged rye, one that he wasn't actually going to put out, that they let us sample. And then frickin' Brendan, like a couple weeks ago, goes up there, meets with the guy. He's like, "Hey, you want some of that rye?" He's like, "Yeah." Pours him a whole bottle.
Oh, wow.
I was like,
Nice.
"Oh." And then he left it at his brother's house, so Brendan's not sure if the bottle's still actually there or not.
Wow.
This was, I mean, it was damn
Was it
good.
good?
It was good straight out of the barrel
Oh, wow.
when we were pouring it, but we only had like a little bit of sample.
What was the proof in the barrel?
I don't know.
They probably hadn't cut it yet or
No,
anything.
he had
yeah.
not. No, it was straight. No,
Oh, wow, yeah.
no cut with nothing. And they got some good stuff up there.
Yep.
Yummy.
Absolutely. We're joined by Griswold. He finally made it down to the show. Hi, Griswold.
Look at him go.
How's it going, guys?
Doing good.
Good, man.
Glad to see you, buddy.
Good to see you. So
Excellent.
you came at a good time because we're getting ready to take a break here, and we're going to get some flights of beers and sample all the stuff that Brian
new
and Four Day
stuff.
Ray got going on. So
Nice.
you couldn't have joined at a better time, man.
He picks his moments.
He does. He always likes to make an entrance.
He came in for the wood, and he's going to get the beer.
There you
Wow.
go.
Yes. There's a T-shirt
Oh,
there
oh,
somewhere.
That's very Hunter-like.
All right. On that
All right.
note, we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back and talk some more 4 Day Ray beer.
This is Ron Smith, and you're listening to Blind Pig Confessions.
And we're back. Not only does Brian bring the wood,
He brought the
Brian
head.
brings the beer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so we have two guests at the table, or not really guests,
really
but
guests.
yeah, I mean, I have not met these guys before, so I didn't know if they had the blood orange blonde. So we did. I got the blood orange blonde here. We've got the purple smash, and I did the heat is on, and then we got the Oktoberfest, which I think a lot of us are drinking anyway. So, but yeah, more beer.
I don't know. None of these look like my Oktoberfest. So
All right, there you go. This one right here.
Oh, is
it's
that it?
translucent. It's hard
Okay.
to see. Yep. There you
So,
go.
Brian, just so you know, this gentleman, Roberto here, actually, when Brendan split and went up north he moved up north for his job. So
Yep.
we actually have a satellite division up north,
Yes,
like the
that's
Michiana
awesome.
area.
Sure.
So we brought Roberto on because sometimes we struggle to get all of us at the show at the same time. So
Yep.
Roberto officially came on at a seated table, and Clark's one of the pig pen. So he goes to a lot of events with us, hangs out with us a lot, and jumps on the show when he can. So just a big supporter of the show. There's about 4 of those guys in the pig pen.
Oh, cool.
Roberto was a pig pen guy
I
until
was.
until
I got promoted.
yeah, he got
But I'm
promoted to the show.
Mexican and stupid, so I kind of feel like equal opportunity.
we're trying to
Oh, okay,
expand
sure,
down
yeah.
south.
The EEOC is
Exactly.
all
It's
we
for
checked that
legality,
box.
you
Right.
know,
Yep.
we're done.
Yeah,
Good call.
they got on us about not being diverse enough, so we figured why not bring on a Mexican? We'll at least check that box off for the
Cool.
show.
Nice.
We throw Sam on once in a while because he's black, so
Okay.
we try to keep it. We try to keep ourselves in.
Yep. Well-rounded.
Yeah,
Culturally
absolutely.
diverse. Got to do
Out
it.
of-
Can't have
Excellent.
too much darkness.
Out
I
of
got.
trouble.
I'm working on getting us an Asian because we haven't had one of those yet. So
Well, we had William Hung, but he was only a special guest.
Oh, that's
so-
right. William Hung
Right.
was on. Yeah.
So like, at least we're good for the year. We made our quota for the year.
yeah,
right,
yeah,
right.
We're good.
So
Cool.
FC's why?
Our podcast was regulated by the FCC.
We just
they?
said that we're
Nope.
being more diverse.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Right. Yep.
Not yet, actually, but I'm sure they're working on it.
Yeah, probably.
Eh.
Well, wait till they hear the Jockey Box Hero episode, then they might change their mind.
There you
Or
go.
part 2 of the Backyard episode. That one got really, really bad.
No, part 3.
I need to
can't wait
send
to
you a copy of the unedited version of the second part of the Backyard
Wow.
debacle that we did.
Jordan.
It's
no.
hilarious.
Backyard
That's awesome.
shenanigans, and hour 3 was horrible.
Yes, that was the second part.
Hour
No.
3. That's all you need to know right there. How many
Hour
beers
3,
did you say?
15 to 20? Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost all of
that was
them
the most
somewhere
fun.
above 7% or
And
more.
we busted out all 3 kinds of George Dickel I had on the shelf, too, so there might have been a little whiskey involved in there, too.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
It got a little rough,
That's a good night right
a
there.
little rank after about 30 minutes into the second episode.
Yep.
So, all right, where am I starting here? Starting right here? Is this the one?
Yeah, that should be the
Bob?
you just smell it. It should smell like the
Like blood
the
orange?
Blood orange. Yeah.
Yep, definitely smell it.
Yep. Yeah, it's interesting with the blonde. It really comes through. I like grapefruit, I think, in this, which actually I I like grapefruit a lot.
I do too.
So, depending on the blood orange, it can either have a huge citrus or you got, the grapefruit. But,
Yeah.
man, we really sold a ton of this in May and June when it was hot.
Oh,
man,
yeah.
it crushed everything else that we had on tap.
I think it's
Awesome.
awesome.
And two, I think it appeals to an audience that might necessarily not, drink craft beer or not like beer at all. I mean, we were at festivals and we would pour this and people would be like, well, I really don't like beer. And it's like, why
What
are
the
you
hell are
here?
you doing? Yeah.
But that's okay. That's beside the point. But it went over really well, as well as when we tasted Purple Smash. Same kind of thing. It just hit an audience that we wouldn't normally reach with some of the other stuff.
So
that
you're
we
saying
have, so.
girls? No, just kidding.
No,
Just kidding,
I don't know. There was a lot of times where I'm like, dude,
No, I'm
come on, strap one on.
Did you deep your voice? Go, dude, belly up, be a man.
Dude, here, have this heat is on. It's got some peppers in it.
I'm hoping I'm tasting the right
This
one.
is extremely refreshing.
This is different
Yeah.
than.
Holy crap! It's just like
I remember.
wow.
Mhm.
And on a
What
day
was-
like this, where I thought
Okay.
it was all gloomy,
I knew
this
something
just-
was wrong there because I was like,
Sorry, man, Patrick. You had the Purple Smash.
Okay.
You're like, dude, this tastes like blueberry.
I was trying to figure out what's going on. I'm like,
I think my palate's messed up. I taste
My
blueberries like it tastes
my
orange.
taster's not working.
Schnozberries taste like schnozberries.
There you go.
So- okay.
Try that out now.
all right, because I was like, I've had blood orange blonde, and I'm like, what happened?
And a lot of times, just with this type of beer in general, what I find
there you
is
go.
it's over. They're cloyingly sweet, right? So you get about halfway through, if you would order one. That's if you would. You're just,
Yeah.
and it's all sugar and it's all, and it's not enjoyable.
Right.
And when it's hot out, trying to drink something like that, it's not enjoyable at all.
I'm not a
Whereas
sweet
this
beer
is
flavor
dry,
person
yeah.
either.
And this dries out nicely. It's got enough hop balance in there, and then the tartness of the citrus I think comes through in it too.
But
So
the point of those fruit, beers with that fruit too, though, is to get the essence of the fruit, not the sugar of the fruit.
right, exactly.
It's not meant to be.
Kool-Aid.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
It should still be a beer in the end.
Right. You're
At the end of
looking
the day,
for
it's still a beer.
yes.
Right.
Looking
Yep.
for the
So-
flavor, not fruit juice. I don't
What
want-
is the ABV on this?
It's only 4.8%.
Okay.
So
again,
literally,
it's
you can
another
just take
all-dayer.
it out and just drink the
Yep.
crap out of it. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. For sure.
It's
Yep.
definitely it's definitely a hot day beer.
Yep.
This isn't a campfire beer for me. I wouldn't be sitting outside tonight with the
No.
campfire going sipping this. I'd be sipping something darker. But
No.
if it's 95 degrees out and I'm mowing the yard or I'm on the boat or I'm outside partying,
Mhm.
this is definitely the beer
Right.
that you would turn to.
Yeah. If you want to make a spritzer or something, you might, do that.
A spritzer.
Yeah.
Spritzer.
Yeah. You have to say it right.
I don't know. I don't know if we're spritzer
I'm gonna call. I'm
guys.
gonna call no.
Yeah.
I think that's the first time spritzer's been used out of our 118 shows already.
That's
Nice.
like when somebody brings a damn cider to a beer show.
Oh,
Riley.
Poor Riley.
Riley.
Oh, poor
Backyard
Riley.
shenanigans show.
Yeah.
He whips out this beer. Well, we thought it was a beer. He pours it. We're all like, the fuck is this? After we taste it, he goes, oh, it's a cider. We're like, who the
Oh.
fuck brings a cider to a
Dude.
craft beer show?
This is a beer show.
I at least bring sours and things like that, but I
Those are
never brought a
considered
full
beers, though.
cider. Yeah, I never
Yep,
brought a full
yep.
cider. He tried. He tried.
I
did.
don't think he's been on the show since.
Oh
I'm just saying. I think
he
he
had an
got
excuse not to come out tonight.
he got
said.
the hint. So
no, we'll have him
Yep.
back on.
No,
Got
it's
to
all
keep
good.
him. Got to keep him. Got to get him on the straight and narrow on that one.
He's young though. He's only in his 20s. We got to educate him a little bit.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Get
He's
him
got
on the
plenty
right
of
path.
time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean,
For sure.
we were drinking horrible crap when we were in our 20s too.
It's
Yeah.
like, if we have the craft beer show and someone says, hey guys, you said to bring beer, so I brought over a sixer of Bud. You're like, what the hell is wrong with you? Why would you bring that on our show? We're only going to make fun of you for that.
It's not Bud, but I brought this up on like our little thread the other day, and I want to find it. I don't know if I can. Maybe they don't.
Zima,
make
you already
it.
brought us that
no,
shit.
No, not that. No, I was watching an episode of Family Guy, and they were making fun of they were doing something having to do with beer and craft beer, and they're like, this is only the second worst decision for beer production ever, and then they reference something called Anheuser-Busch Dragon Fruit Peach. And then there's a big disclaimer on the Family Guy episode that says, this is a real beer. So I immediately started looking it up. Anheuser-Busch made, and this was probably about 8-9 years ago, a beer called Dragon Fruit Peach. And it has like a 1 or 2 star rating on everything, and that it's awful and horrible.
We must find that
Wow.
beer.
I want to find it if they still have.
Now
any of it.
that was right around the time of the big craft beer boom. So my guess is Anheuser even back then said,
Trying something.
"Ooh, something could come of this craft beer thing. So maybe we should start throwing out something kind of strange and different, and see if we can get."
Oh
an
no, I'm
audience
sorry. It
for
wasn't in here. I'm sorry. No, it was Michelob Ultra.
Oh, wow.
Number one, Michelob Ultra bad, anyways. But Michelob Ultra Dragon Fruit Peach. Sorry, that wasn't it. Yeah, it was Michelob.
Wow, you
Ultra.
just made a
Sounds
really bad story
mysterious.
even worse. I mean,
That's a double negative.
That was, yeah, right.
who brews Michelob? Michelo's brewed by Anheuser though, right?
Okay,
Yes, it
that's
is.
why. Yeah, it is.
Well,
an
Michelob was
Anheuser-Busch
their
beer.
premium brand until
Yeah.
they bastardized it with Mich Ultra.
Yeah, and again, to this day, I can't ever remember going into a bar and hearing anyone ever actually order a Michelob Ultra because I made fun of that before.
Texas. They
Oh,
still
really?
They
I've
do
seen
that
it.
shit in Texas.
Back when we were at the Legion, that people ordered that shit all the
Yep.
time.
Here's
People on diets.
Here's one of the reviews. The beer looked typical for an AAL and the expected thin, watery mouthfeel. Otherwise, it smelled bad, tasted bad, and was unenjoyable, and an overall bad beer.
We must try it.
and that
Yeah.
was their best
Yes.
rating.
Absolutely. Here, this smells awful. Smell it.
Actually,
So
that-
if we
that was
find
the-
it, I think we're going to have to say one for Brian because he's going to want to. He's going to
You know
try
how
this
you
with
know how
us.
old that is? There's no alcohol in it, and yeah, the oxidation there alone would just be
literally
nasty.
everybody else on Beer Advocate, and this is on the Beer Advocate page, nobody else even bothered to leave a comment, just a star of like one.
There's a bottle somewhere out there.
Yeah, I'm sure there is.
Somebody's
got it.
I got us off track, but I was like, I had to share that.
No,
one
that's
because
funny.
I was
You know,
laughing.
if you guys could put the word out, and I'm sure that you could probably materialize a bottle of it.
yeah,
Yes.
I have no
we
doubt.
must do this.
Yep, there you go.
Dragonfly fruit.
Dragon
Mich
fruit.
Ultra.
Yep.
Michelob Ultra Dragon Fruit Peach.
All right, so the next one we have here is Purple Smash. So it's a smash beer. So it's Pilsen malt and then Cascade. That's the base, and then it is blueberries and lemon.
Okay, so that's the one I've already been drinking.
Yeah, that was one you were drinking mistakenly, Patrick. And this one probably even more so. This is obviously sweeter than the blood orange.
I would drink it though. I say that, but I'm like, I fucking drink this.
You can make a spritzer with it.
Oh, there we go again.
No, I'm just kidding. Some vodka maybe, but yeah. It's not for me, but we definitely sold a few of these, that's for sure.
Hey, it's better than tequila.
That's true.
Here's-
Thank you.
Here's what I would use this beer for because I don't drink beer with my food because food ruins the taste of beer. I would actually drink this with dinner though, because it's got enough of a lemonade taste to it.
Yeah, right.
With the blueberries in there, I
Ah,
could
well
use
played.
this as my dinner beer and then drink regular beer after
Not a
that.
steak,
No.
but like
Yeah.
A summer meal.
Pulled pork
Like a
sandwich.
fish.
Yeah, there you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Pork or a fish.
Yeah, there you
A
go.
white fish.
Yep.
Ah, yeah, there
Yeah.
you go.
Okay, I was just looking for the Michelob Ultra Dragon Fruit one, and apparently Mich Ultra tried to do a whole bunch of stuff. Mich Ultra Lime Cactus.
Where are these beers now?
I'm gonna have to go on a search. We're gonna have like a whole Mich Ultra craft beer from 2009.
You need to look in
Sampler.
some old school town that has one liquor store and they don't move their product for like 7-8 years. They'll have some left on the shelf.
Absolutely.
Oh my god, that's horrible.
I know of a few towns like that.
I mean, I like cactus, like prickly pear cactus fruit is actually really good and makes a really great margarita, but I wouldn't put it in my beer.
Margarita and spritzers, man. Y'all need
Yeah,
to-
there you
you're
go.
fucking killing me, man.
I would put
I
prickly
didn't
pear in
say
a beer,
spritzer. I didn't
but not
say-
a Mich Ultra. I mean, I'm sure you can make a good beer out of prickly pear cactus, but not when Mich Ultra's your fucking base.
Well, yeah, there's a few agave wheats out there that are pretty tasty. Breckenridge makes one. There's a brewery in Austin that makes an agave as well.
But that's a tequila based one, so that's
Yeah.
that's basically a tequila almost.
No, they're
Tequila's
really not.
bad,
The
bro.
agave is it's nice. It does. It has like this kind of lemon quality to it, or lime. I'm sorry. And then there's a slight just residual sweetness to it, but it definitely has its own kind of flavor outside of tequila. Because I mean, most of that is, especially if you're with an añejo, it's a lot of oak.
Holy shit! I can buy it online.
He's
Wow.
excited about this.
He
You got to
is.
do it. You better fucking do it.
Oh wait, I think I can. I think I
All
can
right, back
find
to
it.
this. You said pulled pork. I would love to marinate some chicken in this.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
chicken would be good.
Marinating
Yeah.
would be phenomenal. I
Stuff
think.
a stuff a can up a chicken's ass with this thing,
Yep.
and then
Mhm.
roast it.
Yep.
There you go.
Damn.
Yeah. Someone said
it's going to be on for a little bit while longer, so come in and grab a growler.
All right.
Someone said one time when I said, "Oh, that'd be a great beer to stick up a chicken's ass and cook it," they're like, "That's offensive." I'm like, "No, I'm saying it would give the chicken a lot of flavor. I wasn't meaning it offensively. I think
Beer
it's a
can
great
chicken.
cooking beer.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody be offended by the fact that you want to cook with their beer.
No,
No.
absolutely not.
You're still consuming it in a manner of speaking.
Right. You'd like to impart the flavor of that beer
Exactly,
to the food.
yeah,
Yes, that's,
totally.
That's definitely complimentary.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, I like it. It is too sweet for me, Brian. Honestly,
Yeah.
I'm not a sweet beer person, but it's got potential for definitely, again, a dinner beer or cooking applications for me or anything like that.
Yeah.
And I see where non-craft beer drinkers would drink that up left and right because
yeah.
it doesn't have the normal beer qualities to it.
Yep, for sure. Yep. I think we would dry it out a little bit more next year. But all right, the next one we have, The Heat Is On.
Oh, I'm
Cue the
excited.
music, right?
Yeah, we'll drop that in there.
Yeah, definitely.
No, we can't.
No, we
That'll.
can't.
Oh, that's well.
no, if we keep it under like 3 seconds, I think we're okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
we're all right.
Yeah, at least show Tubbs, with his jacket on and Crockett there.
Like
Yeah,
my senior
so
prom
this
picture.
is habanero and mango, which the mango is nice in the aroma. You get a little bit of the earthiness from it and the tropical fruit. And then this beer is relatively dry, and then obviously the habanero, if you count 3 seconds after you drink it, it heats up on you in the back. It's really nice. It's a very drinkable pepper beer. I mean, you have to like pepper beers.
No,
Yeah.
I love it.
I like it. This is way cool.
Again, I'm not a sweet beer person. You get a lot of sweet, but then it immediately dries out and goes away,
Yep.
and the heat takes over,
Yep.
which is perfect because you get the sweet taste without having that nasty, sticky, sweet.
Right. Yeah, and the mango
syrupy.
sort of is left in the middle of your palate when
Yes.
it's all said and done, and then you have the long burn on the finish. It's I really like this. It came out really nice.
Usually, if it burns when I finish, I get concerned.
Right.
But in this case, I'm happy for it.
You might have to talk to your urologist about
Shot
that.
of penicillin.
Did you guys have the hot pink? Speaking of burn,
I didn't know her.
I'm not sure where we're going with that one, but
I had to follow that up immediately. No, seriously. Yeah, so we had a beer. It was called Hot Pink, and
No,
it
we didn't have
was
that
a strawberry rhubarb jalapeno.
ooh,
Yeah, I don't have any of it left, or I'd give you some.
I don't ever want to hear you say, "I'll give you the hot pink."
I'll give you the
Ever
hot pink.
again.
No? Okay.
So
not welcome on this show.
I like this beer enough that I'll probably have one more beer tonight. Well, okay, at least one more
You-
beer
you
tonight
seriously-
after this one,
Mm.
and this will be the one because it is freaking delicious. I love that dry burn at the end. It doesn't hurt. It's sweet and then cleans up so fast into that nice habanero flavor and burn. That's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful beer.
Yep. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Hey, Mexican, what'd you think about it?
It was
Wow.
fucking awesome. You said habanero. I'm fucking in, dude. And then the other one said pink taco. I'm done. Oh, hot pink.
Hot pink. Hot pink
Similar.
taco.
Similar.
Similar.
Right there. No, bro.
There's a taco place out in Texas called Fuzzy Tacos.
Oh, wow.
It was the most horrible phrase I've ever heard my mom say. I love fuzzy tacos.
Dude, your mom's been telling me that for years. It's
Oh,
okay.
wow. Way to go, Mom. No, that was
It
good.
was quite disturbing just driving down the freeway. Hey, what's fuzzy tacos? Oh, my mom's like, I love fuzzy tacos.
So whatever our next one is, I took a sip of and I didn't taste anything because I still have the habanero in my mouth. So I gotta cleanse here a little bit before I try that again.
Yeah, so this is our Oktoberfest. I think we tapped it a week and a half ago or whatever. You have a full glass of it right there?
So I'm cleansing Oktoberfest so I can taste Oktoberfest. too.
Right.
Way to
Yeah.
go. Full plates, sir.
Well,
Full plate.
sometimes you just have to have a larger gulp of it. But yeah, so this we weren't able to brew Oktoberfest last year because we weren't open. We didn't have our equipment up and running in time because this has to age or condition, I should say,
there you
under cold because it's a lager. So this is it's a Marzen style. It's not like a fest beer, which would be traditionally lighter than this and just has a little bit of malt to it. But this is going to get that breadiness, the toast. It's very rich. But again, this, when people brew this correctly, it doesn't have a lot of residual sweetness to it. It should have a nice malt sweetness, but dry out and
Yeah.
still be crisp and clean. And, I think this one came out nicely. It
That's all I've
attenuated
had all
well.
night.
So, yeah.
That's all I've had all
You guys
night.
knocked it out of the park with this one.
No,
this
thanks.
one is
Liking that
freaking
one.
awesome.
You said this one's right at 5?
Yeah, 5%.
Yeah. So
It's perfect.
again,
Very
it's
quaffable.
another all dayer.
It's an
Yeah.
all-dayer,
It's
man.
a beautiful.
Yeah, I'll wake up at 6, to get my kids ready for school,
you
so I can
guys
start
noticed-
drinking
Yeah,
this at
just
6:30.
have this, right? Yeah, absolutely.
The brewers that have this brewing thing down are the ones that keep their stuff between like 4.8 and 6.5%.
Yep.
And then you've got the ones that try to go extreme with the high alcohol content. I'm like, if I was a brewer,
But
I
I'm
wouldn't want to do that.
I'm okay with those,
But-
on one-offs.
But they're not sacrificing quality, though. Like, FDR fucking did this right. Like,
Right.
you're not sacrificing flavor. You're not sacrificing nose. You're not sacrificing anything, and you're keeping it at a 5, so you're going to come back for more. Like, I think that's the
Right.
intent.
It benefits everybody, right? It's we don't have to spend a lot of money on covering up flavors with hops or grain and making it high alcohol. Our guests can have more than one, and they can enjoy what they're drinking, and they can still have, like you said, like the flavor, right? It needs to be flavorful. That's all. That's what I'm interested in as a mature craft beer drinker in this day and age. It's like I just wanted to have flavor. And that doesn't have to be 100 IBUs and 9%
But you're
alcohol.
also
That's
a
what we
business-
appreciate.
and that's what Jordan said before in other ones. You're also a businessman, and you understand the fact that once you hit 7 or 8%, you're only going to have 1 or 2. Whereas if you keep it around 5 or 6, they might have 3 or 4, which increases your profit.
Correct.
Because you're a businessman too. That's the other thing. I don't mind the high grab beers. As
On
one-offs.
occasion, if they're done well.
If they're done well, and usually they're stouts of some kind.
Right.
Russian Imperials, 11-12s.
Yes, and that but that works with that. Anything else, the IPAs that are 10, 11, the Dogfish Heads. While I like Dogfish Head, their 120
It's like drinking acid.
is way too much for that light of a beer. I do want to try, like I saw Crown Liquors had finally, I haven't been able to find it anywhere, but they've got like the Michelob Black, which is like 16.8. I want to try it, and it's supposed to be really damn good, but again, it is a dark beer, which I think lends itself to those higher grabs. I have a problem with the lighter beers that are the higher grab, because they're way too sickly sweet and kind of just awful.
Well, typically when you have the dark styles, that roasted barley is going to help with some of the residual sugar that's still
And the
in there.
mouthfeel, you're already expecting that kind of mouthfeel from that kind of.
It's going to be viscous.
Yeah.
You've got that just smooth, velvety feel to it.
Exactly.
Griswold, what do you think?
How's that
The
Oktoberfest?
The Oktoberfest, love it.
Excellent.
That's about all I can say, to be honest.
Hey,
No worries. What
it's
are you
okay.
on the high grab beers, though?
The highs are good if they're done right.
Well, obviously, yeah, of course, yeah.
And you can overdo it.
Yep.
You guys crack on me for that continuously, just for the one.
Nuh-uh.
No.
Oh, no, your Dragon's Milk?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. but those are done right. But again,
Yes.
you can't drink too many. Yeah.
Yes, you
we
can.
crack on him because, like, when he first started getting into it, he, did one night where he drank, 7 Dragon's Milks.
I lost.
Oh, boy.
I lost count.
He
at
lost
7.
Oh, yeah,
And
absolutely.
then he lost time.
I would imagine so.
And maybe his pants.
Maybe
I was at work the next day.
Like, the first time I did Dragon's Milk, I did it, with just the beer. I was like, whoa, wait, no, stop. The next time I did Dragon's Milk, I did some Angus filet tacos.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds lovely.
And then Dragon's Milk, and that was perfect.
Oh, yeah,
it
good
was-
compliment for
yeah,
that.
That worked out perfectly. So, yeah, I'm big on trying to different beers with different foods that I cook, and
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
finding that right pairing.
Mhm.
Yeah, Dragon's Milk by itself, 7, hell, even fucking 3, man. It's just
Yeah.
wow.
Well, to be honest, where I was at, small town bar where I live, they had it on tap. And they screwed
Shit.
themselves so bad.
Yeah, they did.
Were they 7? Was
know-
it 16-ounce pours?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever
Guess
seen
how-
Dragon's Milk actually on tap
Yeah,
anywhere.
neither have I.
Guess
Damn.
how much I was paying per one?
4.
$4.
$3.50.
$3.50.
Are you serious?
Now do you see why?
Where's
I drank
this
so
fucking
Well,
place
yeah,
at? Why aren't we there now?
Yeah, I'd have
Oh,
drank
dude,
7 of
wow.
those. Yeah, I'd have done that
They,
too.
Yeah, I would have.
They lost their ass that night.
Yeah, they did.
Oh, you spent $25 on $80 worth of usually priced freaking beer.
Well, I didn't know they made a 24-ounce bottle or 32-ounce bottle of Dragon's Milk. I
Oh,
went
yeah.
a couple of nights ago to pick up some stuff for the night, and I saw that. And I'm like, holy shit! I'm like, yeah, no, I'd need a big ass T-bone to
I'm
finish
still-
one of those off.
I'm still trying to find more bottles of that Taxman Mexican spice cake one. I bought
Mexican wedding cake.
the spice cake.
21st? That's at 21st, I think.
No,
Was that like
they're
a
only
chocolate
Crown.
and cinnamon
No,
thing?
they're only
Crown,
at-
that's right.
Yes.
Okay.
But I bought out the one here, and I bought out the one in Noblesville like 4 weeks ago.
Stay out of my
I
area.
still got 2 bottles left, and they haven't refilled any. I don't.
It's good, Brian. Like
I heard they-
it's good.
It's really
I
good
heard they
beer.
had bottles at
Cinnamon
the
and
Fortville.
chocolate.
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
I heard they had
They
bottles
have
at the the new Fortville Taxman, and I told my friend to buy it, and he never got back to me. I think he just bought them all and probably
Well,
just didn't
if they
tell me.
do, they might be missing some come Friday.
Go check if you're
My day
getting. Yeah,
off.
go
Hit
check
us up
that.
if they
It,
do.
it is a spectacular beer.
It sounds good. I do like that flavor.
It's their deduction, but it's got the heat thing to it. That spice.
The peppers. Yep.
Yeah, it's just got the Mexican. Maybe I don't even know if it's just like a Serrano, but it's very light. It doesn't taste green. You know, it does. It's not too bad. It's just got that constant.
Yeah, right.
If I was you, I'd be worried. Pat seems to be very fixated on everything Mexican
I
right
know,
now.
right? I think he wants my pepper.
I know he does. He wants your little jalapeno there.
I'm telling you, man.
He did call it a little jalapeno at least.
It's
No,
not a big
yeah.
Serrano. It's just a little jalapeno.
No, yeah, I'm modest. It's okay, you know. It's only 7-8 inches from the ground.
He calls it his little jalapenos.
Wow.
Man, you
Hey.
can't take him anywhere.
No.
I fucking thought Cowboy was gone for the evening. Apparently not.
Oh,
Someone has to fill in.
Yeah, I was gonna say Brian's used to it. So actually, I've heard Brian get pretty raw occasionally here and there.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
okay.
yes, he has.
Mhm.
Yeah, did you
Yep.
did you see him at the next hot model? Come on.
Mhm. Yep. So if you guys like that, if you ever get a chance to have a Braxis,
All right.
it is from. I think you were talking about going to St. Louis and hitting up some of the breweries
Yeah.
there. I can't remember the name of the brewery right now. It's escaping me. I've had too many to drink over the years. I'm killing brain cells. So, but yeah, try it out. Abraxas. It's the same similar profile. It has the pepper and the cinnamon and the chocolate. It's really good.
Yeah.
too.
Awesome. That's good.
Yep.
Absolutely. So you guys gonna try one too then?
We're just trying to keep up with what we're doing. Probably not
I hear
anytime
ya.
soon. I mean, we've got our schedule out to the end of the year with the 2 seasonals on Snowshed and Prince Igor. But I think we might try to barrel age some Igor,
that'd be
just to
nice.
have that out maybe around May. We might try to pick up some tequila barrels and call it Senor Igor.
Ooh, there you go.
Oh, well played.
Mhm,
Nice.
Yeah.
I like it.
So we'll see.
Well, you guys haven't done anything wrong. Like, I don't think there's anything I've tasted here today or prior to that's been. I can say that. Oh, yeah, they shouldn't have done that.
Oh, thank
So-
you.
Well,
So
when I,
appreciate
when I
that.
when I tried the one that was supposed to be blood orange blonde, and he had my samples out of order, that was.
That was probably
That
a little
confused me.
suspect. Yeah.
Yeah, that was like, hey Brian, I hate to tell you this, but your blood orange tastes a lot like blueberries. I don't know what the hell's wrong with you, but
Right. Yeah.
not getting the right flavor here.
That's no good.
And Pat's the smart one. He should at least deducted.
Oh,
Oh,
no, I
wait,
knew.
I got him out of order.
No, I knew. That's why I kept my mouth shut there for a minute, and I was like, Brian, this don't taste right.
Like I said, the only one that I drank tonight was the blueberry with the lemonade, which wouldn't be for me. I probably wouldn't come in and order it from you
Nope.
unless I had it with dinner or I used it to cook with. But I know there's people out there that probably absolutely love it,
There
especially the non-craft beer people. They just
It's not a bad
they think
beer.
it's phenomenal. Or I should say non-craft beer people, non-beer people would be the ones that would come in and order that up like crazy. I can see that.
Yeah.
If I'm
For
trying
sure.
to eat healthy, I'd order a grilled chicken Caesar salad and that beer.
There you go.
I would totally die. I can like the cheese, the chicken. I can just totally taste that with that beer.
Yeah.
That gave me an idea that you could probably make a killer Bloody Mary with that.
Ooh.
You know how people sometimes use a little beer in their Bloody Mary?
a bloody beer.
Yeah, it would give it just that little hint of.
See, in Texas we call that like a michelada. You know micheladas, right?
Yes.
So yeah.
Yeah, I do like. Yeah. It's
I
good
don't
stuff.
like micheladas, but it's
Okay.
okay.
What's wrong with you?
I do.
I'm just
Yeah,
saying. that-
they're-
I, think,
they're-
good.
Oh, I like. Yeah.
I think a little bit of that
Very
beer in the
tasty.
bottom of a Bloody Mary built
I
up it'd be good.
I don't do Bloody Marys either. There's no reason for tomatoes.
So
to be
you're
anywhere-
not like no tomatoes.
No tomatoes need to be anywhere near my alcohol.
Pat's
at
not very
all.
refined.
What are you talking about? I'll stick my fucking pinky out when I'm drinking.
I'm a big Bloody Mary fan, but I'm very, very picky. I like the Bloody
Yeah.
Marys I make, and so I'm picky about my Bloody Marys.
Yeah, but your Bloody Marys take 20 fucking minutes to make.
They do. They do.
Sorry, I went a
I've
little
yet to
cursy.
have one, but I
But
hear they're
that's a good
phenomenal.
thing. That means they're going to be good.
Yeah, they're pretty good, but it does take a lot of time and a lot of ingredients to make mine.
I laugh at those.
Do you grate your own horseradish?
Yes.
No, I don't
Oh,
grade my
man.
own, but I only use Lakeside from Grass Lake Cheese Factory in Wisconsin.
Really?
Yes,
He's very
it's fresh
particular.
grated and comes in a bottle.
That sounds really nice.
I also use pickled mushrooms and garnish it with those as well. So
At least it's not like some of those really retarded. You see those ones online, where it's like, oh, hey, I put a whole fried chicken on top of my goddamn margarita.
Right.
Or
Yeah,
my,
the
Bloody
glass
Mary.
has to be this big just to hold it. Yeah. Yep.
Like,
no, I don't do all
Those
that.
are pretty over the top.
Hey, there's a pizza on
I think
my
mine
Bloody
has
Mary.
like 13 or 14 ingredients in it.
Oh, wow. It sounds good.
Picky about the vodka too. I only use the jalapeno vodka in it.
If Pat were to make one, it'd be like clamato and a fucking tequila.
Pat doesn't drink Bloody Marys because he got a little can of tomato paste and just
There you go.
shook it in there and put the
Here.
vodka in and stirred it up and
There you go. There.
threw a little salt in there and drank it
We're
down.
good.
Ah, this tastes like shit.
Just like Ma used to make.
Wow. Have you ever tried the spicy pickled asparagus spears?
Yes,
Those are so
those are good. We sell them at Cabela's.
Man. Yeah,
That's
those are tasty.
That don't sound
Yeah.
right either.
No, they're good. I mean, you have to like pickled vegetables, obviously.
I was gonna
but-
say I like
Well,
damn
I
near
like-
any vegetable pickled.
I like pickles, but that's about it. Well, no, I like pickled
The only
cauliflower,
pickled
too.
vegetable I didn't like was okra because it was still slimy. It still
Ew.
had like the snail slime when I
flavor.
took it out of the vinegar.
No, the only thing good about only
Didn't
time
like it.
okra is good is if you
I love okra.
Fry it.
deep fry.
Do you
the
really?
shit
Fried
out of
okra
that.
is so good.
It's
You gotta-
slimy.
yeah.
I can't do the sliminess.
Well, and I have not tried the pickled, but that description does not sound appetizing.
You got to deep
No.
fry the
It's got like a
shit out of
snail
that.
trail coming off of you. Pull
Yeah,
it.
no.
Yeah,
My
no.
dad eats those. He gets the pickled okra, and it's like, oh, Dad,
Dude,
come
some
on.
fried okra is yummy though.
As long
could
as
probably
it's
deal with that.
severely fried. It needs to be
Severely fried, as opposed to just
to get all the.
non-severely fried.
No, I mean, fried the hell out of it. Otherwise, it still has the slimy crap to it. If you don't, if you
I don't like
do
the
it right.
sliminess of okra.
Maybe
That-
I've always had mine over fried because I don't ever.
Yeah.
You've never
recall
had
the slimy part.
Nope.
Really?
me either.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I
okra.
don't know
Okra's
what you're
really,
talking
really
about.
slimy if it's undercooked or if it's just
Yep.
pickled. It's
My-
extremely slimy. Like it looks like ectoplasm type slime.
My dad uses it actually in his vegetable soup. He'll put like 2 pieces of okra in it to thicken it rather than using like flour or something. But in a vegetable soup, you put a couple chopped up okra in it, and that will thicken your soup up
Because
real
of the
good.
fucking slime.
Because of the fucking
Interesting.
slime.
Is it like when you
Really?
cook fried green tomatoes? When you don't necessarily get the inside of the tomato, it's kind of like
No, it's worse than that.
That's
It's
way
it's-
worse
it's-
than that.
It's like
yeah.
snot.
It is.
I'm gonna
I
try
don't
that
know,
on my
man.
chili
All right,
now. I'm curious.
No, yeah, put it in
all
like
right,
a vegetable
I'm gonna
soup.
try it out.
Couple chopped up okra in a vegetable soup. It'll thicken that shit up.
All right.
And I've eaten some weird shit. I mean, I've eaten pickled fish out of a freaking jar from some guy I didn't even know.
Yeah, you
Just walks up with a can, opens it, says, "Eat it."
here. You want some pickled?
Okay.
Hey, you
If
want
that's
some?
all it takes.
It was. You want some pickled pike out of my pocket?
Yeah, he was carrying a mason jar in his pocket and walked up to us and said, "You want some pickled pie?" He opens it and I'm like, "Okay."
Wisconsin.
I was drunk. I just took it. I'm like, "Oh, hey, that's not bad."
It's probably pretty tasty.
Everybody's like,
Yeah.
"Did you seriously eat fish out of that guy's pocket?" I'm like, "Yeah, I did. I don't give a shit.
Right.
It's all good." I mean,
They know what they're doing up there. It's all good. Are you going to do any ice fishing while you guys are up there?
we did. We used to
We've
ice
done
fish
that.
every
We
year.
used to do that
nice.
every year, but yeah, no, I don't
We
want to
haven't
do
in a
that
while.
ever again.
We could always go again. You can come with us, Brian. We can do an ice fishing trip. You can come up there with us.
Nice. Yeah, my friend went, and so the thing that they did was his buddies gave him a hard time because he drank Coors Light, and they're like, it's just like water, right? So they were outside of the fishing hut or whatever
The
it was.
shanty?
Yes, there it is. And so they had just this bet going on which one would freeze first, and it was the Coors Light.
Sure enough.
Of course, it had less alcohol.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
So we've been ice fishing several times, and we have friends up there now.
Yeah, sweaty.
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 We can either
Trisha.
get ourselves a little shelter, or we usually just share with them. They have like actual shanties out there,
Oh,
like
they
the
got
little
good stuff.
houses
Yeah, right.
they take out there, and they'll just let us share theirs.
Their,
so
their shit's got satellite TVs. They're cooking. I mean, they're out there cooking shepherd's pie in a fucking shanty.
Nice.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
yeah. They were kidding.
Yeah.
That's like living large.
they
Oh,
do it
they
up,
were
and they
living
do
large.
bonfires right there on the ice, just bonfires. It's
Oh,
big.
it was awesome.
Yeah, it's amazing.
We made good
If you go up
friends
this
out
lake,
there.
it's incredible in the winter. If people haven't been, which we may have to do another ice fishing trip just to take some people that haven't been before, because it definitely is an experience. Then we fish for a few hours while it's warm enough, and then we just go back to the local bars and we drink our asses
We're
off.
not really there for
That's what we do.
fishing. We're there for
No,
alcohol, and then we tried it. I have
So
drilled a
how
hole in
warm
the
is
ice.
warm enough? Like, what is that temperature?
What?
Warm enough. It's usually about -20 on the ice.
Oh,
But
There you go.
I mean, literally, the sun's beating down on you, and you have to take off layers because it actually gets kind of warm out there. You know, I was just wearing
He's being
my
an
snow
ass.
pants.
It's negative 20 degrees, Brian. So
No,
it depends on how many layers you're wearing and
If the wind
how
is
much
blowing.
alcohol you have in your system,
And if the wind is blowing.
and if the wind's blowing.
If the wind's not blowing, we were out there, and I'd take jacket off, and I'm just in my snow pants because it was fucking hot out.
Nice.
He had a shirt on still. I just want to let you guys know that he wasn't just
Yes.
in his snow pants.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
The way
I
he
wasn't
said that, it
drunk.
was like he was doing some Magic Mike shit out on the ice. That
Yeah,
wasn't
I
happening.
wasn't that drunk.
It was just me and my pierced nipples and my snow pants.
Sticker titties.
That's his new phrase, sticker titties. He likes to wear pasties around on the ice. So, but it is a good time. We may have to plan one of those trips. You guys can come up. They haven't been either. So it'd be a great time for anybody who wants to come up there.
Yeah, but Clark's going to bring up, like, guns and just try to shoot the fish.
That is an idea. You in?
I'm always in.
I wonder if you can spearfish through a freaking ice hole.
Yeah, you can.
Now, remember, you're out on the ice.
Actually,
You spend all day having to clear out your ice
Bowfish.
hole.
Actually, no, remember...
Oh, yeah. Your ice hole.
Your ice hole.
Remember, Paul Bunyan said he'd take us over for whitefish, and which you're,
Oh, on the river?
on the river too. So yeah,
The White River?
yes,
It's the
Well,
Wolf
it's
River.
Wolf River.
Oh,
something
Wolf
like that.
River.
But
Okay,
yeah, it's-
that's better.
Yeah.
we've got lots of good friends up in the Shawano area.
Yep.
Nice.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's like I said, it's a cool little lake, and the bars around there are so friendly.
Oh.
Like,
Oh, heck yeah.
it's incredible. I mean,
They
we're
know
not
us.
going to have a lot of craft beer to drink. We will have
There's a lot of
New
Busch
Glarus.
Light.
New Glarus is up there.
There's
They,
a lot
they
of Busch
stock
Light.
those.
There's a lot of Busch Light.
Oh, they love the
Oh,
Busch
yeah,
Light up
Busch
there.
Light.
Yeah.
College right there. That's what I learned.
might
to
find
drink
your
beer
dragon
on.
And it
Fruit
only
up
costs you
there.
like $1.50 up there, a can at the bar.
And if there's
That's a good price.
if there's a game going on, like a Packers game, or even in like summer when we would go out in the summer, if there was a baseball game going on, it's basically all you can drink. You know, it was like super cheap, or like $10 for all you can drink for during the duration of the game. You know,
Yeah, their Friday nights up there are
Wow.
their Friday nights up there were $20 wristbands, all you can drink beer all night. $25 wristbands, all you can drink beer and well drinks, and $30 wristband for all you can drink. You call it all
whatever
night
the
long.
hell you want all night long.
Yeah, needless to say, we had some really good nights in that bar because
Yeah.
I would just hand them $50 and say, "So this covers tip and everything I want to drink, right?" And
Yep.
they're like, "Yeah," and I'm
Yeah.
like, "Good, here's
Yeah.
$50."
If we had Sam,
I never
here-
have a $50 bar tab when I
Yeah.
go out drinking on a vacation.
Hell no.
Let me just say this. One of our nights ended up with, and then a bear walked in.
And we're not talking about Griswold, right?
No, literally a dude walked in like a bear coat with
Not
like,
a costume.
The claws.
He had cut
it was
the
a-
bear open and kept the whole thing and was
Made
wearing
it
it.
into a coat.
Yeah, we literally were in the weirdest bar we'd been in there, and the one we didn't normally go to for.
And that's why you need your
And,
gun.
and,
I would
and the
wear
night
that.
ended literally, and
I would wear
Sam will. If Sam were here, all you have to do is literally say to Sam, and then a bear walked in, and he'll be like, "I'm out."
strange.
And then a bear walked in, and then the bear tried to basically mount Sam on the dance floor or something like that. You know, it was a very weird night when a bear walked in, and
Yeah, it did get weird.
Sam-
There was
and
another
Sam
night
was a cub.
in the same town. We ended up going home with some people that wanted to party after the bar. And we walked in, and there was plastic like hanging down. And so I, being drunk, walked to the hallway. And there's like 3 refrigerators lined up. And she's like, "Don't open the refrigerators. Don't not open them."
we were a little scared.
I was like, okay. So I came back in. I'm just sitting there playing cards. I'm like, what the fuck's in the freezers or refrigerators? What the hell those are? What the hell's in there?
Why is there
I was not
plastic
there
up?
very long. I'm like, guys, we got to go. I
No.
feel really uncomfortable that we're going to end up in those
Oh
fucking
my.
freezers.
I know.
we had a lot of stories from those.
I
days.
know
Oh,
way
yeah.
too many
That's-
cartels. If you see a lot of plastic, you don't fucking go in.
No.
I'd be like,
Especially if the plastic's
Yeah,
on,
plastic's
especially if
no
the
good.
plastic's on the floor.
It's very similar to the way you walk into your cooler here.
Yeah, that's what
Except
they
not quite as nice looking. I mean, very,
Sure.
very
Yep.
home model of that. And you're like, I just walked through it because I'm like, what the hell is this? Ooh, it's pretty. I walked through it. And then I got yelled at and told not to open anything.
Yeah. It
little
was an
scary.
awkward 3:00 in the morning, 3 a.m. kind of experience.
Yeah.
Now he doesn't want to go ice fishing with us.
Well, that was a one-time thing.
Those were the weirdos. We've got better friends.
That was also the pickled pike story. That was the same place. That was the bar the guy came
Oh,
up to
sure.
us, offered us the pickled pike out of his pocket, who is the only lawyer in town, by the way.
Yeah, it was a lawyer.
That's convenient.
He was the
Yes.
lawyer.
I'm like, well, you're the only lawyer in Shawano, Wisconsin. I got to trust that I can eat the fish out of your pocket.
That's on his business card. So trustworthy, you can eat the fish out of my pocket.
So many things could be said.
Yes, it
just gonna
it
leave
is.
it alone.
There are
See, that was me throwing that one out there for you.
was
There's
pretty good.
so many stories from weird times up there.
Yep. Yeah, we may have to do that again. Definitely invite everybody to go up there.
Yeah.
Be a lot of fun.
Well, I mean, it's so cold in Wisconsin. I have friends that live in Racine, and I mean, we talk about, what do you do in the weekend, whatever, and it's like, oh yeah, we'll bring over a handle, over to so and so, and like they've got all this hard alcohol and like just beer, and like that's all they do. They just get together and they drink. Like,
that's all they do up north too.
That
yeah,
is that is it.
Yep.
That's what they do.
Yep.
It's like, hey, we're going over to Bev and whoever's house, and we're gonna just drink our ass off. Kids, no kids, doesn't matter. That's what everyone's doing.
Well, they let the kids in the bars up there.
Yeah.
Well,
Actually, they let the kids drink in the bars up there if
not
their
from
parents are
18
with them.
Not from 18 to 21.
Yeah, 18 to 21, you're not allowed to drink. But when my daughter was 15, 16, 17, and she went up there with us, she was allowed to go into the bar, sit at the bar, and as long as I wanted, she could drink at the bar. And it's legal. I mean, completely legal by Wisconsin state rules.
Yep. It's just up to the discretion of the bar owner.
Yeah, my kids aren't going.
That's pretty cool.
No.
Wow.
Well, we don't bring kids up in the wintertime.
No, not in the winter.
Oh,
no.
certainly
this
not.
This was in the summer.
Not
like
for
family
pickled
vacation
pike
time.
in the pocket. You're not.
No,
bringing
yeah, you
kids
don't
for
bring
that.
kids up for the pickled pike. I mean,
Nope.
my God, having a mixed drink's one thing, but eating pickled pike out of a stranger's pocket is a whole different ballgame.
Yeah, that's another level.
You are too young for alliteration.
Pickled pike out of a stranger's pocket. That
That's
sounds
pretty
like a
good.
nursery rhyme, doesn't it?
You said it pretty good, man. I'm kind of
You're a little turned on right now, aren't
amazed.
you?
I'm a little bit erect. My little jalapeno is erect.
Another good show, FDR.
Hell
Brian.
yeah.
Absolutely.
The Bob was
Thank you, sir.
good. The Oktoberfest was awesome.
We talked a lot about the jalapenos in the wood,
Jalapenos,
The
mangoes,
wood,
was
yep.
good.
the habaneros.
Pickled pike in your pocket?
Jordan
Yeah, that was
likes
good stuff.
Jordan likes alliteration.
I do.
But thank you, sir.
Hey, thanks for coming out, guys.
No, man, we're glad.
Absolutely.
Sorry, it's been a little while since we actually got to be back here,
Hey, no worries.
but we'll definitely be back again, obviously, and new stuff coming out. Got to try the new brews coming for the
Yeah,
winter time.
Looking forward to the pumpkin latte.
Pumpkin.
Yeah.
We got to try the pumpkin
Well,
latte.
so if we do this in November, which is the schedule we've been on every other, it probably won't be around then. So come in for it. We're
Oh.
going to put it on tap here in the next
All right.
week and a half, 2 weeks,
All right,
end of September.
I'll bring the wife in.
There you go.
She'll dig it.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Sweet.
Jordan.
I've got nothing else, man. The beer was phenomenal. I enjoy it all. This Oktoberfest is one of the best Oktoberfests I've had. The coffee blonde is always amazing. The Bob is good. I'm looking forward to getting back into those deeper, darker beers, though, this winter. So
Yep. Yeah, you guys like the Scotch Ale. It's
we'll
tasty.
definitely be back in. And it looks like the next time we're supposed to be here is November 7th.
Awesome.
All right, well, we'll do
So-
another show soon. All right,
Sounds
guys.
good. All right.
Brian, thanks,
Yep.
man.
Hey,
Appreciate
peace
it.
out, guys. Thanks.
Brian.
Appreciate it.
Cheers.
There's a place called a gin mill way down in the slums. Dee-dum-bum-dee-doo-da-dum. There's a place called a gin mill way down in the slums. Dee-dum-bum-dee-doo-da-dum. My baby goes that night and stays till the morning comes.